Hello and welcome to my video. This is going to be the top 10 death metal albums of all time. After reviewing countless bands and seeing numerous bands and having lived through the early 90s, I've come up with what I think is my top 10 best death metal albums of all time. Starting off with Cryptopsy's None So Vile album. This is the album where if you're driving along in your car and you just want to rock the heck out, listen to Crown of Horns is the first track on this album. Really great band from Canada. The album came out in 1995. I'm talking early 90s and as we know, good death metal, early 90s. Next album that I think is great is Sinister Cross, the Styx album. This is a band from Holland. I was fortunate to see this band in Minneapolis. Great track off this album is Putrefying Remains. Next up we have a really dark album from Sweden, Hypocrisy, Penetralia's album. Left to Rot is a good track off Hypocrisy's Penetralia. Hypocrisy. Really good album. Great stuff. Next up we have American death metal Cannibal Corpse and their debut Eaten Back to Life. I really like the song track number 1, Shredded Humans. Really great death metal. Next up, awesome death metal, Napalm Death's Utopia Banished album from England. If you want to hear a great example from Utopia Banished, check out I Abstain, track number 2. Great death metal. Next great death metal band, Monstrosity, Imperial Doom. This is George Fisher's band before he joined Cannibal Corpse, and I really like Vicious Mental Thirst off of Monstrosity's Imperial Doom album. Next up, great freaking album, Gorgotz, The Erosion of Sanity. It's a Canadian death metal band, and I love the song Orphans of Sickness. Number 3 on my list of all-time best death metal albums is this album, Entombed's Left Hand Path. Track number 3 is Revel in Flesh. Number 2 death metal album of all time is this one, and it's a band from Sweden called Dismember, and the album is called Like an Ever-Flowing Stream. And the song that I really like is track number 1, Override the Overture from Dismember. And then the best death metal album of all time, and the one that I spin constantly. I've been talking once a month. You know, there's some death metal albums that I'll throw in. I'll listen to once every 2 years just to remind myself, you know, how cool it was. This album I just play all the time. It's so much fun. Death, Scream, Bloody Gore. And I like the song track 3, Denial of Life from Death. There you have it, my top 10 best death metal albums of all time. These can go in my coffin. These are locked up. I absolutely love these albums. They give me joy, and I hope that you can check them out too.